Hey guys, what's up? Hey, just thought I'd make a quick video while I'm cleaning up for the night. Just got done working on the house. Somebody asked me today, it's not me and a buddy from work talk about it all the time, but not that many people, especially like my family and stuff, nobody agrees with me, so I don't really talk about it. But he asked about if I was a flat earther, and honestly, I hate the term. It just brings so much controversy and so much bullshit that I just don't really want to deal with. So I will answer that question, am I a flat earther? Air quotes, no. I'll tell you what I do believe though. I believe that we do not live on a spinning ball. We do not dart through outer space at freaking ridiculous, stupid, incomprehensible speeds. The sun is absolutely not 93 million miles away. What I believe about our Earth is that, number one, we're geocentric, which means we are it. We don't believe in the heliocentric, where the sun's the center of everything. Number two, we're stationary. We do not move. We do not spin. None of that stuff is real. I mean, use your common sense. Like, I've been researching this for like 4 years, so I'm completely firm on what I believe. We're geocentric, and we are stationary. Absolute 100%. No one will ever take that from me. And if you don't believe like that, it's okay. I used to be just like you. I grew up with all the indoctrination you did, all the schooling, all the teaching, everything. I grew up with all that. I mean, I used to believe wholeheartedly in space and NASA and moon landing and all that shit. I don't believe any of it anymore. We absolutely did not go to the moon. Absolutely 100% did not go to the moon. The moon is not something that can be landed on. It's not a body. It's not a planet. I don't believe in planets. I don't believe in solar systems and galaxies. I don't believe in any of that stuff. If you believe in the Bible like I do, you just can't believe in all that stuff. I mean, okay, look at Genesis, okay? The sun and moon were not even created until the fourth day. And now, how is this going to be about a heliocentric universe where the sun's the center of everything and everything revolves around it when it wasn't even created until the fourth day of creation? I mean, God created the grass and the trees before he created the sun and the moon. So ask yourself that question. How can the sun be the center of everything when it was created way down the line? It's not the center of everything. It never was. God created the firmament, okay? And that's a topic that a lot of people get completely wrong. The firmament, some people call it the dome, whatever you want to call it. It's the expanse. It's the heavens. God he separated the waters from the waters. Okay, so you got water down here, and you got water up there. It's not some outer space vacuum that you can never, it's dangerous, and everybody, if you go there, you die, blah, blah, blah. They tell you all that shit to scare you and basically tell you that you're trapped here, you can never leave, you can never do anything. Only we can, only NASA, only the government. They tell you all that to keep you in your little delusional bubble and to tell you that you're just a little speck on a spinning rock. You mean nothing. Your life is meaningless. Everything is meaningless. You have no purpose, and it's all total and absolute bullshit. All of it. You do matter. You are important. You were created, and the reason. The biggest thing that people ask me is, why would they lie? Why would they hide? Well, number one, the biggest reason is to hide God. Okay? Because they don't want you to know that there is a God, there is creation. I mean, the Bible says that you look up, look around, that just by seeing this earth that we live on and the beauty should lead you to God. But they teach you the opposite. They teach you that now you evolved from primordial ooze, from some big bang. I mean, come on. I mean, if you honestly believe that, I mean, there's not much hope. I mean, if that's what you believe, no wonder you don't have any hope. No wonder you are depressed. No wonder your life sucks. If that's what you believe, damn, man, that is a meaningless life. But if you know the truth, that God created you, it took him 9 months to create you. He knew you before you were ever even a thought. He made you in your mother's womb. He created you. He knitted you together, piece by piece. So you do matter. All of us matter. But God, when he created this world, it was created for us. There was no accident. There was no randomness. It was all created for us, mankind. We were created in God's image, in his likeness. That's what it's all about, you know? And if you can come to the realization, you know, the other reason that, I mean, there's tons of reasons. I could talk all night just about the reasons of why they hide it and why they lie. But think about it this way. Say you had a pack of horses, okay? If you put a horse in a fence, it'll go around and it'll you take a wild horse, okay, let me correct myself, a wild horse, and you put it in a fence. Well, okay, he's going to go around, test the limits of the fence, figure out, okay, and he'll finally come to the conclusion, okay, I'm in a fence, I can't get out, and he'll deal with it. Now, you take a human and do that, he's going to do everything he can, man. He's going to bust that fence down. He's not going to stop until he finds a way to get out of that fence. So, that's the other reason they lie. If you found out that you're really in an enclosed system and there is no getting out, you live in an enclosed world. God enclosed this world, put a firmament above us, put the oceans below us. You can't get out. And it was created that way. You can't go to heaven. You know, you can't escape and reach out and sneak into heaven. It just doesn't work like that. That's the second reason that they hide it from you. Because if you really truly believed and found out that you lived in this controlled world, it would be chaos. If everybody just woke up one day, like the Truman Show. That's exactly why they hide it. The Truman Show. That's our reality. And if people found out that that's our reality, all hell would break loose. Unless you knew God, which most people don't. So therein lies the problem. Once you know God, this information is actually the most freeing and exhilarating information that you'll ever hear. It truly is. I mean, it will change your life in ways that I can't even tell you. I mean, it changed mine. It'll actually bring you closer to God. You know, you'll learn that nature means so much more because you realize that it was all created for you and not just some random big bang, all of a sudden we're all here bullshit. I mean, come on, that's the most ridiculous and stupid thing that I've ever heard in my life. And yet all these quote, quote, smart people, that's reality to them. So, am I a flat earther? I hate the term. I hate everything that goes along with it, honestly. But do I think the earth is flat? I mean, probably yes. I don't believe it's a ball. That just makes no sense whatsoever. I mean, water can't curve, but yet water remains level everywhere. That's why they call it sea level. No matter how high you go, the horizon always comes to your eye level. Like, The balloons that are going up 120,000 feet, the horizon just rises right up to the level of the camera. That's impossible on a ball. It's just impossible. You know, there's so many tests that you can do for yourself. The sun and the moon. I mean, in Genesis, on the fourth day, God created the sun and the moon and put them in the firmament. He didn't put them 93 million miles away and a quarter, 200 some, whatever. I don't even care about the distance to the moon, like 260,000, whatever. I mean, what's crazy is, you know, I have a Nikon P900. It's a pretty good camera. I can zoom in on land about 4 miles. Like I can see a building about 4 miles away and zoom in on it and barely be able to read the writing on the building. But yet I can zoom in on the moon and see every little crater. That is freaking impossible, man. If that thing is 260,000 miles away, there's no way that me, this little tiny dude on a little tiny rock, could take a camera in my hand and zoom and see the craters on the moon. That's just impossible. When I can only see 4 miles on land. I mean, come on. If you want to believe in all that crap, even though NASA was founded by Nazis, you know, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go look up Project Paperclip. They brought all Nazi scientists, Werner von Braun and all his buddies, and they brought them over to America. Did they suffer for war crimes? God, no. They became celebrities. They became NASA. And that's what you follow. That's what you follow. You follow a bunch of Nazis. And I'm not making that crap up. Go look up Project Paperclip. Go look up Project Fishbowl. Go look up... there's tons of them you could go look up. You know, what's that dude's name? Admiral Byrd. Look into him, man. They go over to Antarctica and discover this vast land. He goes on TV and says, "Oh man, it's the most plush land we've ever seen, and there's enough raw materials here to supply the whole world for hundreds of years." And then all of a sudden, they just gag him, and it's over, and everybody signs this treaty. First time in written history that many countries signed a treaty and nobody's ever broke it. Ask yourself why. What did they really find? And then you read about Project Fishbowl, where they went up and just started firing up nukes. Like 300 some odd nukes just straight up into the air. And you don't think they were trying to bust through the firmament? You don't think they found the firmament and they were trying to break it? Just like the Tower of Babel trying to reach up in the sky to break out of this place? That's all it was. So they just finally realized, hey, we can't get out. We got to come up with something. So they come back and start NASA. Start feeding the beast that is what we believe today. That's it. That's the history of your heliocentric, your ball Earth. I mean, if you can't look at the moon landing and see that it's total freaking crap, then honestly, me and you would probably have nothing to talk about. I mean, honestly, I'm just being honest with you. You know that song, Red Hot Chili Peppers? Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. Bingo. I don't know if it was made in a Hollywood basement, but it was made on a screen. And definitely did not happen on the moon. Like, you know, okay, take eclipses. How do you think eclipses happen? How would that be possible if they weren't the same size? They're exactly the same size. God said he created two lights. A greater light to rule the day and a lesser light to rule the night. They're exactly the same size. That's why they eclipse. God said He made the sun and moon for what? For signs and for time and to keep track of days and years. That's what they were created for. They weren't created to sustain life and for everything to revolve around them. That's not what they were created for. So once you realize that the sun and moon are very near, they're in the firmament. They're right above you, just like all the stars. You zoom in on a star, sure doesn't look like what NASA puts out. All they are lights. They're blinking lights. They basically look like Christmas ornaments. I mean, I can zoom in on them and see them up close. They're just lights. They pulse. They're actually beautiful, but they're just lights. That's all they are. And the so-called planets, they're just stars. They're wandering stars. I've zoomed in on them and I can see them with my own eyes. That's all they are. They're stars. There's no such thing as planets. I'm telling you right now. Outer space is complete and total bullshit. First of all, in a vacuum, there's no way that thrust and propulsion even works. Go look it up. Go look at the experiments they do, like Cody's lab and stuff. He tried to just light. He tried to light a very, very flammable substance in a vacuum, and he couldn't because it's impossible. But yet they're up there just freaking cruising around hundreds of millions of miles away and all this shit. I mean, come on, man. And you people just eat it right up. In the 1960s, they went to the moon all them times supposedly, and today in 2019 we can't get out of low Earth orbit. Come on, man. I mean, what is wrong with you if you believe that garbage? NASA is total fraud. All they do is sell you the biggest bunch of bullshit that I have ever in my life witnessed. So, am I a flat earther? Take the term away, and I guess so. Just don't call me a flat earther. I'm a geocentric, stationary earther. Doesn't sound as sexy, but it doesn't sound as dumb either. You hear that word flat earther and it just makes you think dumb. Because that's what society has made people believe about flat earthers, that they're just dumb, stupid. They don't know nothing. They're so ignorant. Such morons. But in fact, some of the quote flat earthers, or some of them are some of the smartest dudes and ladies I've ever heard, man. They make way more sense. They know what the hell they're talking about, man. They're not stupid. You gotta remember, they were all just like you and just like I used to be. We all went to school at the same places. We all learned the same damn education. All of us did. We all got indoctrinated. Man, when you're in kindergarten, you walk into your class, what's the first thing you see sitting there on the teacher's desk? A globe. Almost every movie, what are they showing at the very beginning? A globe. A ball earth. That's what they show you. Like I said, man, I believe in the Bible with all my heart. I believe that it is the Word of God. And I don't see how you can believe in the Bible and believe that you live on a spinning ball randomly darting through some universe. Does that sound like something that God would create? Nope. Actually, it sounds a lot like what the devil would create to trick you. and to lie to you and to deceive you. That's what it sounds like to me, and actually that's exactly what it is. It's a lie from the devil. You can call me crazy. You can call me a fool. Been called much worse. And I'll care a whole lot. It is what it is. You don't live on a ball. You're not darting through some random universe, and you are not meaningless, and your life does matter. You were created by a creator. He had a son. His name was Jesus. Came to this earth, died on a cross, rose again, and saved your sorry butt and my sorry butt from eternal damnation. All you gotta do is believe. That's it. Believe and quit being such a freaking butthole. That's really what life's about. Don't be an asshole. Don't be an asshole. Treat people like you want to be treated. You know? You don't believe what I believe? Okay. You don't have to leave hateful comments. You don't have to call me stupid. You don't have to, buy into all the propaganda that mainstream media wants you. I mean, think about it. YouTube's cracking down now on what? Flat Earth and 9/11. Those two things is what YouTube's cracking down on and censoring. Now, why on God's green earth would Flat Earth need to be censored for? Ask yourself that. If it was dumb, didn't matter, wasn't real, why would they ever go through all this energy to take it out and get rid of it? Because it does matter and it is real. It started off as a little tiny following. And I'll tell you what, Flat Earth has actually exploded in ways I never even thought possible. And now comes the censorship. It got too big. In the beginning, they had it under control. Oh, they had, and they still do. I mean, there's still 98% of the world still is bought into their system and is completely asleep. Which is really sad. Honestly, I mean, it's really sad. I mean, out of 1,000 people I may talk to, 2 or 3 may actually listen to me and even give me the time of day. Not even believe me, just give me the time of day to talk about it. And that's the world we live in. That's the way we've been brought up. I mean, the world I grew up in is gone. I don't even recognize this world anymore. It's all about sodomy now. Gay. Everything's gay. Everything's trans. It blows my mind. I mean, my God. When I was growing up, being gay would get your ass kicked in a heartbeat. No, they didn't like gay people back then. Now, you can't even talk about them. They throw your ass in jail. 12-year-old boys dancing in gay clubs. Does anybody get in trouble? Anybody go to jail even though it's illegal? Hell no, they celebrate it. It's like the freaking best thing ever. Clapping and cheering and I mean these parents that do this to their children and let this happen should be in jail or a mental institution, not being paraded out on freaking Oprah and shit. I mean, come on, man. What is going on? What has happened to our world? My, phew. You know, the Bible said in the end of days that good would be called evil and evil would be called good. Hello? Are we not there? I mean, sodomy honestly is the most disgusting thing. I mean, just thinking about another guy. Whew, I don't even have the words to describe that, man. Taking his ding-a-ling and shoving it in another guy's ass or mouth, whatever. That is the most disgusting act that I could ever imagine. And yet, it is the most celebrated and accepted thing now. It's more accepted than apple pie. Sodomy and murder. Murdering babies, man. That is unacceptable. And anybody that believes in abortion and the women's rights and all this stuff, I'm done. I'm done with all of it. I mean, enough's enough. New York passing the new law. They can abort a baby 40 weeks, full term, and that's not murder. Now what the fuck is wrong?